this is his son.
Oh, do you know
This is Charlie Gilmour's.
So we go David Gilmour.
David Gilmour, yeah, he's the one that's on the.
Well, all I can see is
jumped on Charles'
disorder over an attack of Prince Charles.
Yeah, he jumped. Apparently, he jumped on the bonnet.
Okay.
Of.
This is during the riots of the students.
Yeah. He jumped on the bonnet of the protection
no.
officers who were of the car. So this wasn't Charles and Camilla's car. This is the car behind.
Okay.
So he's been given 8 months or so bail so that he can finish his exams at Cambridge University.
Right.
Because he wouldn't want his future ruined by this. I mean, is it a valid form of protest to throw yourself on? I mean, compared with what's happening in the Arab Spring, it really. I mean, you would imagine it ought to give protesters in this country a sense of perspective about the lengths they should go to make a point. I mean, I don't know what his point is. All I know is that he's the son of some. He's a millionaire. He's going to Cambridge University. How he can claim to have been affected by this legislation, and I get that he's doing it on behalf of future generations, but I'm not sure if he is so rich and intelligent, which you would imagine would increase your influence on society, that he thought that the best way to make his point was jump on the front of it.
People just want to be involved in these things. I mean, you only have to look at if we've been doing this podcast a week or two ago, we've had a lot of talk about the riots that have been happening in Stokes Croft in Bristol. For those of you not familiar with the story, Tesco Express recently opened there after months and months of anti-Tesco protests. Stokes Croft is quite a cultural area, if you like, and people felt that a big multinational sort of conglomerate organisation like Tesco moving in there would sort of destroy the area,
rather than a nice riot. There's nothing like a Tesco to destroy a local area.
No, exactly. And
but a riot, petrol bombs,
homeless squads,
you don't want to ruin that area, do you?
Again, for those not familiar with the story, the store opened and there was fairly peaceful protests for the first sort of week or so. There were some hippies hanging around outside, but a week or two later the police moved in on a building that's been used as a squat across the road. They had evidence that apparently people were planning to make petrol bombs and attack the store.
I love that the police intelligence is such that they can be aware of plans to make petrol bombs. I don't know whether to be worried about that or not. They know your plans. I mean, and bizarrely, they were correct in this instance. I don't know if they'd seen a lot of people filling up bottles at petrol stations.
Or down Gloucester Road with a canister of petrol.
I mean, I think it's a ridiculous thing to get violent about.
I think the problem was
it just shows a broken council. If local feeling was such about a Tesco, and it wasn't just a hardcore of people who live in a squat that didn't like it. If this was a strong local feeling that the council didn't take notice of, then I think that is the process that is broken. Because if sufficient numbers, if it's just a bunch of troublemakers, using any old excuse because they don't want to use Tesco's, they don't want other people to use Tesco's.
I imagine a good 40-50% of the people there when the riot was at its worst was kind of just passing traffic. People heard about it on Facebook, down the grapevine, and they just decided to turn up and get involved because sadly that's what people are like.
You're all scum.